Stop with the cliched American music. Yes, this is the most famous American car, but this is Britain. And it's raining. And I've got the next few minutes to try and convince you that the Ford Mustang Convertible is worthy of your consideration if you've got your heart set on a BMW, an Audi, or a Mercedes. God help me. Now, one area where the Mustang really does pull ahead of its rivals is with the interior. Cars like the BMW 4 Series and the Audi A5 Convertible, for instance, because the Mustang just looks so damn classy compared to the Germans' dashboards, which are very conformist, dreary even. And it's down to the details. There's this stepped dashboard, these chrome switches and the speedometer that says ground speed written on it. It's a very classy and upmarket looking interior, and you can make it feel even more special compared to the Fastback Coupe, for instance, which you can watch our review by clicking here, because of course the roof opens. Now, to do that, it's perfectly straightforward. You just pull down on the handle, twist it, press the button here, and the roof folds back in 12 seconds. Press the same button again and it'll come up in 10 seconds, and you just latch it with this metal handle and you're all done. Obviously, I'm not going to open it today and demonstrate it because I don't want to get my hair wet.
The Mustang isn't brimming with clever storage places though. There's a large central cubby, big door bins and a glove box with a handy place to store the owner's handbook, but that's it. But the Mustang makes up for this in other areas, and that's what you get for your money. As standard, the Mustang comes with climate control, cruise control, leather, 19-inch alloys and electric seats, and nearly all of this you have to pay extra for in one of the Mustang's rivals. Open the boot lid and there's just a tad less space than you get in an Audi A5 convertible. The opening is a bit tight, but there's still plenty of space. However, unlike the coupe, there's no 50-50 folding seats, so you'll have to take something else to IKEA.
Now, Ford calls this car a full four-seater, but that's stretching it a little bit because you're going to need two very small friends if you intend on carrying people in the back. Now, getting into the back is a bit of a palaver. If I just slide this forwards, the base doesn't automatically slide forward, so I have to use the electric adjustment on the side of the seat. And once it's eventually slid forwards, there's enough space for me to clamber in. And once I've clambered in, it's not too difficult really compared to this car's nearest rivals, but to get that seat into its original position so I can show you how much legroom I've got, I'm going to have to repeat the process. So sorry about this, it's a bit of a time-consuming bit of the film really, isn't it? But that's probably about right. And if I push this back, there, you see, I've got no knee room whatsoever. Having said that, this seat is nicely bolstered, so it's very comfortable. Now, my head is right up against the fabric roof. It does feel a bit claustrophobic in here, and really it's only suitable for adults on small journeys, but children will be absolutely fine.
Go into a BMW, an Audi or a Mercedes showroom and you'll have to choose from a vast list of petrols and diesels and gearboxes for your four-seater convertible. Not so with Ford, because there's two petrols and there's also a manual gearboxes. The GT spec comes with a thumping old-school 5-litre V8 engine, or for those who don't actually own an oil rig, there's a 2.3-litre 4-cylinder EcoBoost version.
It's the EcoBoost we've got here, and on paper it really does seem to add up. Claimed MPG is 34 compared to the V8's 28, and thanks to the EcoBoost's considerably lower emissions, you will be paying around half the price in road tax compared to the V8.
The 2.3 EcoBoost is also a little lighter than the V8, so it feels a little more agile when you're cornering, but both cars have accurate steering and strong brakes. But that's really where the good news stops.
Now, the first bad thing is to do with that roof. You see, when you lop the roof off a coupe to make a convertible, you lose a lot of the rigidity of the car. Now, to compensate for that, manufacturers normally add in lots of extra strengthening beams. But it seems as though, for whatever reason, cost reasons possibly, Ford hasn't really done that with the Mustang. It means the whole upper part of the car wobbles and shudders around when you hit a pothole or even a bump. And it really is quite profound. There's vibrations through the steering wheel, the window surround judders along with the rear view mirror. Add in stiff suspension and you get this curious feeling of hitting a pothole and the whole car tensing up, and then the upper part of the car wobbling around like jelly. It's a very strange sensation.
So it's the Mustang Fastback that's more of the driver's car, while the convertible is more of a cruiser. and we'd suggest opting for the slick 6-speed manual. While the 6-speed also slips through gears easily enough, it's not very economical in the 2.3. It's around 5 mpg worse than the manual version. Mind you, the auto is 1 mpg better than the manual in the V8.
There's another problem too. Go for the 2.3 and yes, you will be saving some MPG and some road tax, but you'll also be losing a lot in driver enjoyment. While the 2.3 does have 312 brake horsepower, it never really feels that quick. And there's something else too. When you put your foot down, you lose that V8 rumble that's so characteristic of an American muscle car. Now Ford has tried to cure this by adding in artificial sound through the speaker system, but it never really sounds that convincing. It's a really big shame.
The EcoBoost isn't massively more economical either. Over 400 miles we average just over 28 mpg, just 8 mpg more than we average in the V8 Fastback, so it comes down to that saving in road tax every year. If you can stomach the high tax bill, we'd suggest going for the V8.
The Mustang doesn't have that rock-solid build quality you get in an Audi A5 either, with Ford favouring to use cheaper quality plastic, so it all feels a bit hollow and low rent in here. Having said that, the Ford is cheap. You can check out the full prices on carbuyer.co.uk, but there you'll find what you pay for a Mustang. You'll be getting an Audi A3 convertible, and that's a car from the class below. Now, in theory, the Ford Mustang Convertible is a rival for the BMW 4 Series and the Audi A5, but in reality, it's not a rival for those at all. If you want a 4-seater cabrio that is stylish at the weekends, but also performs like a 4-door saloon during the weekdays, the Mustang Convertible really isn't for you. But if you want something that shows real flair, can't help but put a smile on your face, even on a day when it's raining, the Mustang Convertible is in a class of its own.
For something a little more conventional and German, watch our reviews of the BMW 4 Series convertible on the left and of the Audi A5 convertible on the right. Click the video icon for our latest video and make sure you subscribe to our channel.